All right. We're going to start off with this. One of my favorite shows in years ended up being Last of Us, which is probably the show that definitively broke the all video game movies or TV shows suck trend. I mean, that we've had also a couple of other good ones, like was one Amazon just did.
Fallout.
Fallout was great, got nominated for Best Series at the Emmys, but I still, Last of Us is the gold standard right now. And cannot wait for the new season. And now we know when the new season is coming. A brand new trailer just dropped for Last of Us Season 2, which looks great, but also now we know when the show is coming. It's coming in April. It's coming out in April. Now, they didn't give the specific day. That's fine. We now at least know that it is indeed coming in April. And super excited about that. Incredibly stoked about it. I cannot wait for this show to return. It's been too long. I really wish streaming companies would get on with,
consistent release.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Here's a crazy thought. One season a year.
Nah.
I mean, television networks with way less technology and way less resources manage to put out 22, 23, 24 episode seasons every single year. Sure would be nice if these guys with their 8 episodes and 10 episodes and sometimes 6 episodes could do that, but whatever. Put that aside for a second. Very excited about this show. And I really like that this new trailer kind of started off with, it's Abby, right?
Yes.
Started off with Abby. Listen, I've been on record before. I think Last of Us 2 is the single best story ever told in a video game. Because you guys know that I'm a sucker for stories that examine how pain affects people, even the best of people, and what that does. And I also like the fact that we finally had a story that examines, hey, in all those video games you run around and you kill all those guys? Those guys had parents and loved ones and children and families and best friends and people who you just took their world away from them when you killed that random NPC out on the street, right? And so what happens when you take Last of Us Part 2 is just like a masterpiece of taking both of those themes, like the consequences of the actions of the hero, as well as an examination of what pain does to people and what pain will make you do and how pain can change you. And I just thought it was a breathtaking, beautiful story about that. And it didn't pull punches. Like, it didn't say, well, this hero's our hero, so they won't be affected by pain. Yes, they are. And I loved it for that. And I watched, I can't remember, it was like a 17-hour cut scene movie of it. And I was just enthralled the whole time. And I remember after watching, I'm like, this is the best video game story ever. There's never been a video game story that comes close to this. That is truly a cinematic story. And there have been some great ones, Red Dead Redemption, 1 or 2. I almost said Thor Ragnarok. God of War.
Right.
God of War.
Which is coming, and I'm very, very excited about that.
It Takes Two.
Which one?
It Takes Two.
Oh, well, It Takes Two.
That's a good story, right?
They're making that. They're making that into a movie.
Yeah, that's right.
They're still developing it.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait to see. That's a great. I mean, it's not as epic.
Yeah,
as
it's not as deep,
but it's going to make a fun little movie.
But for what it is, I think the movies are good enough to actually get people.
I
agree.
haven't played It Takes Two, but
It Takes Two is so fun.
I played the one where you're like a ball of yarn, and the second one there's 2 of you, so it's sort of like It Takes Two, where you have to work together.
Oh, Unraveled.
Yeah. But It Takes Two. But it's a wonderful story about 2 parents who are planning to divorce, and they have a little girl, and they get trapped in the bodies of 2
That's
of her toys.
right. Yeah.
And I never even heard it. We're going to stay on topic of Last of Us.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Ann and I had never even heard of It Takes Two until we were watching the Video Game Awards, and it won Game of the Year, and we're like, well, maybe we should try this. We downloaded it the next day, and we got totally hooked.
Because
Anyway.
it's games with deep stories.
I mean,
a la Last of Us.
In the beginning, you brought up the amount of time these seasons take for these shows, but I think Max may be the only outlet that I will give them that whatever time
Or
they
HBO,
need.
'cause you want the
know what I
quality.
mean? Because we do get quality all the time.
Oh yeah, we get
for
huge
them.
quality from them. Yeah.
But there's a couple other places I'm not going to call out that should be pumping out.
But even Max, like HBO, like we used to get Sopranos every year.
And even if you want to go like Boardwalk Empire, which then had, it was a little more complicated than Sopranos because it's a period piece, right?
Yeah.
That was still every year.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones
was every year. Anyway.
That was
Any-
extremely
I would imagine
complicated.
Penguin.
I'm not gonna go down this rabbit hole.
But I would imagine Penguin would have a quick turnaround time if they did it a second
Well, right.
season.
Well, they don't even have plans for a second season yet, so it's not going to be a quick turnaround
All
time.
right. Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, back to this, how they're going to take it. Now, remember, the first season of Last of Us took liberties with the story in the game. And
Yeah.
every time they took a liberty and made a change from the origin, it actually improved it.
Well, because it
Like
made
the
sense.
show was actually better than the game.
It made it even more realistic.
Yeah, it made it feel more grounded. It
Yeah.
made the story flow better. It gave more depth to it. It was just brilliantly done. Now, we know that season 2 isn't exactly going to follow game 2 beat for beat, because if it did, a certain main character would be gone in the first episode or two, and that ain't going to happen. So they've already announced that they're going to be splitting up season or game 2 into 2 separate seasons. So game 2 is going to cover 2 seasons,
Which is good.
which is great. I think that's a great way to go because there's a lot of story that gets told in game 2. So there's a long way for them to go. Anyway, I just think I thought the trailer looked great. It was just a 1 minute little, I still call it a teaser because it was just a little 1 minute thing,
Yeah.
but
And
they
it's just
look great,
flashes.
and I cannot wait to see Abby. I cannot wait to see the way they portray Abby in the game and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
and
and-
I love where the trailer starts with.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were pointing out, Jonathan, even the sound of the alarm.
Yeah. In the hospital, I'm like, that's literally the sound from the alarm in the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
That exact sound, and Abby walking down, and you're like, we know what she's going to find.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait for this. It's one of the best things on TV.
I'm looking forward to seeing just how Seattle comes to life in this, how it was built out in the game, you know?
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Hungryroot. You know, grocery shopping used to be one of the biggest struggles. Between your busy schedule and wanting to eat healthier, it just feels impossible to stay on top of everything. But all that changes when you discover Hungryroot, the easiest way to eat healthy without the hassles. Hungryroot is like having your own personal grocery shopper. They take care of the weekly shopping for you, recommending healthy, high-quality groceries tailored to your tastes, nutritional preferences, and even health goals. They've got it all: smoothies, snacks for the kids, ready-to-eat meals, and even supplements. For me, Hungryroot is absolutely a game changer, guys. My health goals have become so much easier to stick to. I love how they personalize my cart every week and even get smart about my preferences as I go. It's honestly stress-free and so simple. You're gonna love Hungryroot as much as I do. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/Campea and use the code Campea. That's hungryroot.com/Campea, using the code Campea to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/Campea, code Campea. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What did you think about the new little trailer for The Last of Us Season 2 and the fact that we're now, what, February, March? We're 3 months away. 3 months away from Last of Us Season 2. Finally. Anyway, whatever you guys thought about it, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.